Welcome for briefing. End quote. Kissinger's calendar seems to be not 2022 but 1938. End quote. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenski reacted to the words of former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who said, end quote, Ukraine must give up some of its territory to reach a peace agreement with Russia. End quote. He did. According to Zelensky, it seems that Mr. Kissinger's calendar is not 2022, but 1938, and he thought he was talking to an audience not in Davos, but in Munich of that time. By the way, in the real year 1938, when Mr. Kissinger's family was fleeing Nazi Germany, he was 15 years old, and he understood everything perfectly. And nobody heard from him then that it was necessary to adapt to the Nazis instead of fleeing them or fighting them. Symptomatic editorials began to appear in some Western media stating that Ukraine must allegedly accept so-called difficult compromises by giving up territory in exchange for peace. Perhaps the New York Times in 1938 also wrote something similar. But now, let me remind you, it is 2022. And behind all these geopolitical speculations of those who advise Ukraine to give away something to Russia, great geopoliticians are always unwilling to see ordinary people, ordinary Ukrainians, millions of those who actually live in the territory they propose to exchange for the illusion of peace. You must always see people. And remember that values are not just a word. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenski reacted strongly to former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who hinted at the Davos summit that, end quote, Ukraine must agree to give up some of its territory to reach a peace agreement with Russia. End quote. End quote. It turns out the world is not ready for Ukrainian bravery. End quote. Zelensky said. End quote. Remember how everything started on February 24. Many people in the world didn't even believe that Ukraine could withstand a major war. Why was that? Because all these people who doubted the potential of our state, not because they were wrong, but because many of them didn't want to take Ukraine into account. They had no habit of taking into account Ukraine. End quote. He said, see you in the next briefing. Kindly subscribe, like, and leave a comment below.